Greetings to everyone. I hope all are doing very good. So this video lesson is for the chapter Our Culture and Heritage. For this lesson, you will be receiving 3 videos. In the first session, we are going to deal with what is culture and heritage. And the second one is our languages. And in the second video, that means second part, we'll be dealing with our literature. And in this third session, we'll be studying about our arts, our monuments, and our sculptures. So before getting into the lesson, I want to give you one interesting
information. So, do you know UNESCO? Have you ever come across this word? So, it is an organization. It supports education and science and culture. The abbreviation of UNESCO is United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization. So, it's to support culture. And UNESCO has declared some of the places of India as having rich heritage. So these are the sites in India which were declared by UNESCO as a World Heritage. So definitely this message is giving privilege as we are a Indian citizen. We have to be proud of this. So first of all, we'll learn about what is culture and what is heritage. So culture is a set of customs and practices and traditions shared by a society or a group of people. So the custom and practices might be food or in clothes or in festivals or in beliefs or in music or in art or in languages. So these are all aspects of culture. Now let's see what is heritage. Heritage means something special that is passed on to us from our ancestor. So heritage includes things of value such as traditions, languages, or historic buildings that are passed down from previous generations. So I will tell you an example. So for remembrance of my father, I just keeping his sunglasses with me. So he passed away 25 years back, but still I'm keeping it as something special for me. So that is called by heritage, something special. So that might be tradition or languages or anything, but it passed on to us from our previous generation. So the heritage has two types. One is natural heritage, the another one is cultural heritage. So I will briefly explain what is natural heritage and cultural heritage. So what are cultural heritage means? The monuments and literature and art. Do you know what is monument? It is kind of statue or building or any structure just done by any person in the memory of some person or some event. Okay, so it will be handed down by our ancestors. So that is called by cultural heritage. The literatures are written works of great value by some great people. And what are natural heritage? The unique landform and wildlife and natural vegetation of our country. It should be very different and it should be very unique from other part of the places, other part of the country. That will be called as natural heritage. Some of the natural heritages are So the national space is for Nanda Devi National Park. When you visit this place, definitely you can see the wonder of the nature. And also the Gaziranga National Park from Assam. So it is for wildlife sanctuary. So there you can see all the wildlife. So these are all natural heritage of our country. So when we talk about India, definitely it is rich in diversity because the in India we can see diverse in clothes and food, the festivals we celebrate. We know what is diversity, right? Difference in the food we eat, the festivals we celebrate, the clothes we wear. So when we compare with each other in India, throughout India, we can see the differences in many ways. Since India is rich in diversity, we need to learn more about other aspects of Indian culture and heritage. So this chapter is mainly dealing with India's culture and heritage. First of all, we have to be clear on that. Knowing culture and heritage is needed. Is it necessary? Yes, of course, because it gives us an identity. When we know more about our culture and heritage, we can know about our identity, who we are. It tells us who we are and where we came from, and it's giving a sense of belonging. So, as a still we are in Tamil Nadu, we know that Jallikattu is our pride of Tamil Nadu. So, this is our identity. So, people are practicing Jallikattu in the time of Pongal, right? This is a usual act. But when it comes for identity, so when you know more about the value, why they are doing it, what are the things are behind that, what is the reason behind that, that time you can know about your identity. So the government has had given the order to stop to ban Jallikattu, but we know the value of the Jallikattu, so that's why we fought against the government and we cancel that order, right? So after that, everybody throughout the world has known that Jallikattu is coming from Tamil Nadu. So it became the identity of Tamil Nadu. So like that, then this is definitely Jallikattu is a culture, right? We are following it from our ancestor. So it gives us some sense of belonging. It is for us. It is for Tamil people. So this is how, when we talk knowing about the culture, you will feel all those things. So this is very important in order to know about your identity. So when you wanted to mm, know more about your culture, you speak with your ancestor, you speak with your old elder people in your family. That way you can know more about your culture. So, when we know about our country or some place, particular area, you can visit museum. So there is it is a collective information will be there. There is a building where old works of art and sculpture are kept. This is called museum. So when you visit museum, you can see the past come alive. So you can experience it, feel the past. When you directly visit, you can have more experience about the past and the cultures and the works of an ancestor. So in Karur, we have a museum. It is district museum. So visit that. And one of the when you if you have chance to visit Kolkata, just try to visit the National Museum. It has lot of heritages. So when you visit there, you can know more about the past of our country. Even when you visit, definitely you can feel the past. Now we'll see about our languages. So India is a country of many languages. We have 22 major languages and many more minor languages and dialects. So the major languages are Kashmiri, Punjabi, Assami, Dogri, Kannada, and Mithili, and Tamil, and Sanskrit, Nepali, Malayalam, and Gujarati, and Bengali, and etc. In also Hindi. And do you know what is dialect? Dialects means it is the language spoken by particular group of people. Mostly it is belongs to tribe people. So it has not a shape of there is no shape for the language. So it is a only spoken languages. And since we in India, we speak lot of many different languages, we need a common languages in which we can communicate with each other. For this purpose, the Indian Constitution of the Constitution of India has designated and Hindi and English. So this is our official language. So, but there is no compulsion to talk only one languages. As per the Indian Constitution, we have freedom to talk any languages. There is not a compulsion. And do you know one thing? So Sanskrit is a very one of the oldest languages in the world, and also Tamil. Tamil is also one of the oldest languages in the world.
So the remaining thing we'll be studying in the next video. So thank you and stay safe.